Good day traders, and welcome back to our Tech Effect. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you a simple trading strategy on XAUUSD for you to be able to know the right trend to trade with, since XAUUSD has always been in a bullish trend. When I say bullish trend, we're always in an uptrend, right? So this trading strategy will help you to cash the point of reversal from the bearish trend to the bullish trend. So if this is the kind of content you like to watch, ensure you like and subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on the bell notification. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright traders, so the strategy we are going to be discussing about is what? Rising wedge and falling wedge with the smart money concept, right? So rising wedge and falling wedge is a price action strategy that works well on gold, which is XAUUSD, with the combination of our smart money concept, right? So a quick one, guys, because I don't want this video to be too long. So if you know that XAUUSD is always bullish, right? It's always in a bullish trend, right? Now for you to be able to cash the next buying opportunity on next buying or selling opportunity on XAUUSD, we have what is called the rising wedge. So the rising wedge works like this. You will see XAUUSD respecting trend lines, right? I'm going to have some sort of trend lines like this. So immediately this trend line is broken to the upside. Now before this trend line can be broken, that is when gold has touched a key level, right? So that is when you need to use smart money concept. That means gold has swept a sell side liquidity, right? That means gold would have swept a sell side liquidity right here, or it is able to break this trend line. Then you can look for what? A retest and sell. Now the retest will also be a market structure shift. After price has broken this trend line and a market structure shift, then you can be able to find what? Another block or a fair value gap, a breaker block or mitigation block to enter a sell right here, for you to be able to cash the what? The retracement back to the key level right here. Now the most appropriate thing to do when trading gold is to look for buying opportunities, because gold is always in a bullish trend, right? So now if you were not able to cash this sell right here, now the next thing is for you to wait for what? The next buying signal on XAUUSD. Now for you to be able to get the buying signal on XAUUSD also, the the retracement is going to be like this. When gold is retracing to a key level on the higher time frame, right? Then you have to pick your, this one is called the what? The falling wedge. The first one I drew is called the rising wedge. Why this one is a falling wedge? So is a once gold is able to clear what? A sell side liquidity right here. If gold is able to clear a sell side liquidity on the higher time frame and taps into a key level, then it breaks the trend line and give us a market structure shift, then you can look to take a what? A buy. So once you get a what? A market structure shift and price broke this trend line, signal with the signal that the buyers are coming in, then you can look for a buying opportunity right here. So let's go to the chart to identify these opportunities on XAUUSD, right? Let's go to the chart. So let me clear all my drawings right here, starting with the daily time frame. Starting with what? With the daily time frame. Now you see that we have always been in an uptrend, right? Gold is always bullish. Now switching to the 2 hours time frame, we have known our buyers that we are in an uptrend, right? Now let me take you through my previous backtest on XAUUSD. So I want you guys to also go and backtest this on your chart, right? Now starting from this point, we have a break of structure to the upside, right? This was a break of structure, right? Now if you noticed, anytime we have a break of structure, didn't you expect price to come back to your order block before continue buying, right? But if you notice, once gold breaks structure to the upside, because due to the buying pressures, it keeps on buying. So the most appropriate trading strategy to use in XAUUSD, that is when you need to have the knowledge of smart money concept of breaker blocks, mitigation blocks, and fair value gaps. So let's proceed. Now we have a continuous break of structure to the upside right here also. This was a break of structure to the upside, right? Now look at this zone again. This is also a break of structure to the upside, right? Now, due to the fact that price broke structure to the upside and there was no liquidity right here, now you shouldn't be looking to buy right here. This is another block, is a valid order block, but it's not valid to take a buy signal right here. Why? Because gold didn't create inducement or liquidity before coming back to this zone, so it is actually coming with a selling prayer to clear sell side, what, sell side liquidity. Now look at this zone. This is a sell side liquidity, so you simply mark the low and mark it as your sell side liquidity. Now once price has grabbed sell side liquidity, then you can look to use any institutional reference point. Like from this point now, this is a rejection block right here. This is a what, a rejection block. Simply mark it out. Now once gold trades into a rejection block, the next confirmation you need to wait for is to go to your what, 30 minutes time frame. That is when we need to use our price action, which is the rising wedge and the falling wedge. But in this case, we are going to be using the falling wedge strategy, right? Now right from this point, this is a falling wedge, right? This is a falling wedge. You can see immediately price tapped after price cleared sell side liquidity. Can you see the way I'm using smart money concept with this price action strategy, right? Price cleared sell side liquidity, right, and tapped into a key level on our higher time frame. Now right from this point, price broke the trend line and gave us a what, a market structure shift, right? Give us a market structure shift. Now the next thing is to wait for what, a retest. Now this is an order block that becomes a breaker block, a failed order block, right? Now all you have to do is simply wait for price to retest it, and also make sure price also sweeps another liquidity right here. This low was swept, right? There was a liquidity sweep right here, and what, you wait for a bullish candlestick to form right here. You can see this bullish engulfing candlestick, then you simply take your buy from that point and place your stop loss below this mitigation, right? Or better still, this is also a market structure shift right here, right? And for a more risk to reward, you can just choose to use this and this breaker block again, and simply place your long position at the midpoint, place your stop loss right here, and target the opposing liquidity on what, on your higher time frame, right? So where is the zone? So this is actually the zone right there. Then you can target the buy side liquidity. You know, price has swept sell side liquidity, then the next zone is going to be targeting is buy side liquidity, right? Can you see how I use this falling wedge? Then once you get the market structure shift and you get a retest, then you wait for a bullish engulfing candlestick confirmation, right? And you take the buy. Now let's say you missed this entry right here. Now just look from this 2 hours time frame, right? We have this, we have a trend line right here also, right? We have the first touch, second touch. Now we didn't expect the third touch to hold because we are in an open, right? Now switching to the 30 minutes time frame, right from that point. Now immediately price broke this trend line. Immediately price broke this trend line, right? There was also some resistance points right here. There's a resistance point right here, right? After price broke this trend line and broke this, you can see there was a support right here becoming a resistance, and price was reacting from this zone. So it's a very powerful zone. Immediately price broke it again. You could have looked for a buying opportunity right from that point, right? Once you get a bullish engulfing candlestick again, then you can open for a buy. Right here, after price retested it, gave us a bullish engulfing candlestick, right? And also this was a market structure shift from that point again. You can simply wait for the retest back into the discount, right? This is also a fair value gap right here. You could have placed a long position right here and place your stop loss below this mitigation, and also target the zone on what, on our higher time frame, right? I hope you guys understand. Can you see how price, can you see how gold even came back to this zone? But even before it came back, you could have taken your profit. That was a 1 to 3 risk to reward, right? That was a 1 to 3 risk to reward before price came back, and it never hit our sell. So that is why you need to place your stop loss above this mitigation. You don't just place a stop loss, you don't just put a tight stop loss, right? Let's say you didn't manage this trade now, that you just place the trade and went to do your things, right? So if you have placed your stop loss in a safe area, then this trade would have also been a winning trade by hitting your take profit, right? Now let's look for another trading example, right? This was a break of structure right here, right? After price broke this zone, you can see how price broke this zone, it never came to retest this zone, right? So you just simply keep waiting for a retest, right? Now we had a break of structure right here, and this was what, a breaker block right here. This was a what, a breaker block, and price swept liquidity before tapping into that zone. This was a sell side liquidity, right? Now all you have to do is simply go back to your 30 minutes time frame again, and we will use our price action strategy, right? Simply use our price action strategy, which is the falling wedge. Pick your trend line and mark it from the, we only need first touch, second touch, and the third touch, right? Now when we have a first touch and second touch and even the third touch, you don't expect the fourth touch to hold again, right? You don't expect it to hold again. Now right from this point, after we had the first touch, second touch, third touch, then price actually shifted structure right here, right? Price broke the trend line and shifted structure. Now it would have wait for a pullback right here and enter a buy, right? And even you can see that this is also looking like a fake breakout, because after price broke this trend line, it came back into this zone again. But you can still wait again and wait for a normal breakout from this trend line again. After price tapping here, you also wait for a breakout, and there was also a market structure shift from this point again, right? So right from this point, you had a market structure shift. Then you could have used this other block right here and place your long position and place your stop loss below the midpoint of this mitigation, right? And target what, your opposing liquidity on what, now higher time frame. I hope you guys understood what I'm trying to say, right? Then you simply target what, your opposing liquidity, which is this buy side liquidity, right? Buy side liquidity. So let's check another sample right here. Let's check another sample. As you guys can see now, after gold gave a massive buy to the upside, right? After gold gave a massive buy to the upside, now if you wanted to cash this retest also, let's use our rising wedge strategy, right? Rising wedge strategy. So you simply pick your trend line, right? Simply pick your trend line. So immediately price broke this trend line. Okay, is one of is the first confidence that price is about to fall, right? And also price also broke this zone, focusing a market structure shift, right? After price has done what, after price has swept liquidity right here and shifted structure, right? Price swept liquidity right here and did what, and shifted structure. So immediately, then you can look to take a buy from this other block right here. But right now, this other block does not have any liquidity. Price simply came and retested it, but based on my strategy, I always want some inducement. I always want to see maybe price sweeping liquidity before tapping to a point of interest. Now you can see, since price was unable to get any liquidity right here to use, it never crashed down immediately. It actually did something like this, actually came back and swept this zone. Now this would have been the zone I would have entered a sell, right? Let's see if price swept this zone. You can see price actually swept that high. Now from that point, after price swept it, you simply wait for a what, a bearish engulfing candlestick to form. So this was the bearish engulfing candlestick closing right here. Then you simply wait, enter for a short position right here, and simply place a stop loss, and simply do what, place your stop loss below, above this zone, and target the what, the sell side liquidity, right? Can you guys see now? Then you simply target sell side liquidity resting right here. That would have been a 1 to 3 risk to reward. Now from this point again, based on the trend, the main trend is what, is bullish, right? Now there was a liquidity resting right here also. This was a what, a sell side liquidity, and price actually tapped into our fair value gap, right? Price actually tapped into fair value gap. If you know, if you have been trading gold well, you will notice that gold loves to use what, fair value gaps. It loves to use fair value gap as mitigations, right? Now right from this point, after gold traded into this bullish fair value gap, you simply switch to your what, 30 minutes time frame again. So after switching to the 30 minutes time frame, this has been my backtest for the past few weeks on XAUUSD, and I'm deciding to teach you guys for free. So this deserves a paid course, right? So all I want you guys to do is just to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want more content like this. So right from this point, we had another trend line strategy right here, right? Right from this point. Now if you notice, right after price gave a first touch and second touch right here, the trend again changed, right? The trend changed right from this point. So you simply pick your trend line again from that point, and we only need the first touch and the second touch, right? So this was the first touch again right here, the first touch right here, and this was our second touch, right? Now we simply wait for price to break this this falling wedge, and also a market structure shift. Now if you look closely, price broke this trend line, right? And there was a little market structure shift right here, right? There was a little market structure shift right from that point. So all you have to do is, after price broke the trend line, you also wait for a retest. Then you can actually use this, can actually use the other block right here, right? And you simply place your long position. Then another key thing you have to note is the liquidity. Price must sweep liquidity before tapping into our point of interest, right? Price swept this sell side liquidity, right? Price swept this sell side liquidity. Then you simply place your long position, place your stop loss below the midpoint of this mitigation, right? So that's the safest place to put your stop loss and target what, your opposing liquidity on our higher time frame, right? So you simply target this buy side liquidity on higher time frame. Can you see, guys? Just go and backtest this strategy on XAUUSD. It works well on XAUUSD. Now this is the current price action on XAUUSD right now, right? Now there was a break of structure to the upside right here. There's a break of structure to the upside right here. Now if you noticed, immediately the price gave a break of structure, it never came back to this breaker block immediately, right? It just kept on buying to the upside. So all you have to do is also pick your trend line and mark the next break of structure. Now, are you expecting to buy right here? I know most traders will be looking to buy right here, but this zone is actually not valid because there was no liquidity right here. So this zone automatically becomes a liquidity zone. So you simply pick your trend line again and mark the point of interest as a sell side liquidity. So price has to sweep an ultimate sell side liquidity before moving in the intended direction, right? Now, right from this point, after price swept sell side liquidity, I switched to my, and I noticed that price has traded into a bullish fair value gap right here. I actually caught some little buy opportunities right here, which I sent to my Telegram group, right? After price tapped into this zone, I saw this market structure shift right here, and also my falling wedge strategy, right? I noticed that price has done what? Has broken the falling wedge strategy due to the fact that it has tapped into a key level and sweeping the sell side liquidity. We got a market structure shift, right? And another block was right here. Now, due to my previous backtest on XAUUSD, I noticed that usually use other blocks to continue buying, right? But that is the case when there are a lot of buying pressures in the market, that it doesn't need to come back to the discount level. So right from this point, after price came and retested this zone, I wasn't ready to buy because price never swept liquidity. So I was looking for some sort of inducement, something like this, price coming and doing as if it wants to use this zone to continue buying. So I will simply wait for gold to sweep this low, then I'm ready to get in. So that was what I was actually expecting right there. I saw this zone being induced by price. I know most traders would have looked to buy right here, but price has not swept any liquidity, right? So it can never move and target the next liquidity. So if you have placed your stop loss below this zone, it would have come back and you would have been liquidated. So it's all you have to do is exercise patience. So immediately I saw this zone that has been swept, right? I simply waited for a bullish engulfing candlestick, and I was targeting, as usual, this next zone, right? I was actually targeting this zone right here. This will be the next all-time high that price that gold is going to clear, right? So I simply sent the signal right there after I got the confirmation. But actually price cleared this price and liquidity right here and crashed down, right? So it actually came back to our ISA, but before it came back, I actually I updated my Telegram members to close their trade at break even. So I simply waited for price to come to this other block right here. This was the particular other block I picked, right? And I sent the signal that once price gets to this point, and I'll obviously place my stop loss below this mitigation, right? I'll show you the proof, guys, so you don't think I'm just bragging. So after price tapped in here, it did as if it's coming back to ISM, but due to the fact that I've placed my stop loss at a zone that I know gold can never come back again, so gold actually dished out some buys, right? And immediately I also caught a re-entry right here after gold broke this mitigation block. I also got a buy right here, so I closed the first position right here. Immediately price touched this zone, I closed immediately, and before it got here I got another buy right here. So I left this buy running till it came to this zone again. I was looking at this breaker block right here again for price to respected it. Now all I simply waited for again is for price to sweep this low again. I never bought immediately right here. I waited for price to sweep this low again, then I gave a signal for a buy when I got to this bullish candlestick, but actually it was a loss, right? But nevertheless, the trade was already at break even right here. The trade that I took right here was already I already moved my stop loss to break even, and the one I caught right here was a loss. But still, the profits I took right here covered for the loss right here. So that is simply the way I manage my trade. And if gold has actually respected this setup, it would have been a massive buying opportunity, right? But right now, the next zone price is targeting is this. I think it's actually using this breaker block right here, right? So I've been able to show you guys that this falling wedge strategy works. I want you guys to go and backtest this strategy. Now this zone right here automatically becomes the next sell side liquidity, right? So this zone right here becomes the next sell side liquidity, and price has tapped into this breaker block. So the confirmation I will be waiting for right here is for price to give me the market structure shift again, right? Now price has given us an eye right here, so I'm expecting price to sweep this low again and doing what, shifting structure right here. So all I'm waiting for is price to do something like this, then can look for a buy opportunity. And also using my falling wedge strategy again, price from this point, right? I need price to respect this trend line before breaking it, right? So after price is able to touch this trend line and also respected it, I might not even look to buy right here. I might actually wait for price to break this trend line again, and I know that gold will actually come back and retest it before going. So this is actually my bias on XAUUSD. So let's go to other previous price action on XAUUSD to see how this strategy works well. So right from this point, we have been breaking structures to the upside. This point right there is a simple price action. Immediately price break structure to the upside, right? This was a breaker block right here. After price broke this other block, it becomes a breaker block. If you notice that price actually retested it and gave a bullish engulfing candlestick, but all you have to do is go to the 30 minutes time frame and look for a market structure shift from that point, then you buy one. If you don't want to go back to the lower time frame, this is actually a bullish engulfing candlestick, then you simply place your stop loss below this low and just target a risk to reward you like, right? But don't target much, right? Now after price you reacted to this zone became a sell side liquidity. Then you simply wait for price to sweep the liquidity, right? And also we have a bullish fair value gap right here. Let's actually tap into it and dish out massive buys again. Right from this point again, we had a break of structures to the upside. You simply wait. Gold usually loves to use breaker blocks to continue buying. Now right from this point again, you simply switch your 30 minutes time frame. You look for a rising or a falling wedge strategy. Once price is able to break your trend line and a market structure shift and a bullish engulfing candlestick, you can simply place a buy, right? And simply place a buy and place your stop loss to this zone, right? This strategy works, let's just say 70% of the time. No strategy works 100%. So I want you guys to go and backtest this. So I don't want this video to be long, so I will be ending this video right here. In subsequent videos, I'll be showing a live analysis on how this trader strategy works. And if you guys have any question, kindly drop it in the comment section and I'll be glad to respond. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more educational content. Goodbye.